Stepping off the ship, we find ourselves in a bunker as large as an aircraft hangar. The metal walls encasing us have been rusted by both time and no doubt the weather raging outside, and the smell of ozone hangs in the air. Ramps separate us from another space below, filled with people running back and forth. Shipping containers and weapon racks litter the space, and tall, metal doors further down indicate that the place is larger than it first appears. A symbol covers the door from top to bottom, a red moon tearing through a dark sky. I eye a nearby bot who guards the closest door, armed to the teeth with the kinds of weapons I've never even seen before. A chill runs down my spine at the gaze it throws my way, its red eyes blinking as it focuses in on us. I shuffle closer to the crew. Should we introduce ourselves?
We already have. Looks like our contact is running late.
Bash and Aya stand together, taking in the sights. Out of everyone, they seem the most excited to be here.
I'm dying to take a look around. Did you see that MM-35 over by the ramp? I bet June's aching to get his hands on it, even more than I am.
Cauldron clears his throat loudly, and Bash lets out a sigh, leaning back against the railing. The captain looks less than impressed by our host's tardiness, though that doesn't surprise me in the least. I decide to stick with Aya and Bash for the moment, hoping to get more information from them. Who are we meeting, anyway? Aya folds her arms over her chest, her hollow flickering in front of her eye.
They called her boss, but that's all I've got.
Apparently, she's an old friend of Damon's, but him and the captain aren't exactly in a sharing mood.
You can say that again. Here I thought Damon would be happy to reunite with an old friend. Especially one of the female persuasion.
Ayame winks, and I don't miss the insinuation. The person we're meeting is a woman.
Friend? I'm not sure the assassin even knows the word. I'll bet you 100 credits. Whoever it is has tried to off him before, maybe more than once. And I'm sure he gave it back as good as he got it.
You know, it could be an old girlfriend.
I wouldn't be surprised if both were true.
I think you're onto something, Tin Man.
Ayame lightly punches Bash on the shoulder while he chuckles, the two of them getting lost in the details of their high-stakes guessing game. Both? So, you're trying to say that they were friends, and then they were trying to kill each other, and they were dating? How does that even work?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Damon appears beside me like a specter, and I almost jump out of my skin. His lips tilt at my reaction, and I see his face has finally gained some of the mirth he was lacking earlier.
If you're not telling, then I guess we'll just have to ask her when she gets here.
Good luck trying to get anything out of her.
The captain scoffs at the idea, his lips set in a permanent scowl that only seems to deepen by the second. Do you know her too?
We've never met, no, but I know of her. Imagine Damon is a woman, but worse.
Oh, please, you adore me, Cal. Admit it already, won't you?
You're late.
No, you are early.
We all turn towards the voice, noting the masked woman who makes her way towards us, her steps so quiet they could rival Damon's. The people she walks past all give some sort of salute. She's clearly the leader of this place, and despite her short stature, her presence is imposing. She steps up to Cauldron, a hand shoved casually in the pocket of her coat.
I'm assuming you're Cal.
Cauldron scowls at her, either lost for words or just desperately trying to rein himself in. Pulling down her hood, the woman presses a hidden button next to her mask, and it disapparates, revealing her face.
I thought you'd be taller.
Bash chokes on a laugh as she stops in front of us, the top of her head barely reaching the captain's shoulder. Her features are delicate, but the glint in her eye makes it clear she's not trying to fool anyone.
Don't call me that.
Don't bother. She's not going to listen to you.
Damon steps forward, putting himself half between the two of them as he smirks down at her.
Of course I'm listening. I just find that Cal suits him better.
You haven't changed at all.
You wouldn't love me as much if I had.
Damon chuckles, his posture relaxing as he reaches in to ruffle her hair, and she swats him away with the roll of her eyes and an easy laugh. Seeing him interact with someone in such a familiar way is strange. The way his shoulders relax, how it seems the inner turmoil that he'd been experiencing earlier just vanishes around her. I can tell they're close, in a way I'd never even seen or expected him to be with anyone. Damon had said there was nothing worth remembering from this place, but maybe there had been someone.
Let's hurry this up, shall we? I'd like to leave as soon as possible.
Introductions are in order, then.
This is Alisa Armburst, current leader of the Crimson Dust Gang.
Current? You say that as if there's any chance I'll be replaced.
Never know when you might bite the dust around here.
That mystery is what keeps me feeling alive.
Cauldron clenches his teeth and hurries through the introductions, throwing my name in casually somewhere around the middle. It seems like he had hoped Alisa wouldn't notice anything out of the ordinary, but her sharp eyes settle on me once he's done, her eyebrow lifted in curiosity.
Should I call your fancy friend by their title, then?
Cauldron frowns, though I don't miss the way his shoulders stiffen.
Nico is our navigator, though I don't see why that would matter to you.
Of course they are. It's nice meeting such a royal member of the crew, in any case. Oops. I mean loyal.
The smile she throws my way is nothing short of predatory, her mismatched eyes glinting as if she just stumbled upon unexpected treasure. The crew shifts around me, tension hanging thick in the air. I don't know how, but she seems to know who I am. I can't tell if that's dangerous or not. I give a small smile in an attempt to smooth out the tension and hold out a hand. Surely she can't know who I truly am. Pleased to meet you. She barks out a laugh at the introduction, but still she accepts my hand, giving me a firm handshake.
You might want to tone down the etiquette around these parts. We wouldn't want to draw any unwanted attention, would we? Anyway, I assume you're here for some reason other than my delightful company?
As we discussed over our comms, we're here for the CD. How much is it going to cost us?
Same as we agreed on. Don't think about shorthanding me now, Cal.
Fine. I'll arrange for the credits to be transferred.
Plus, a tiny little favor, of course.
Alisa interrupts Cauldron before he can say another word. Damon snickers, his lips tilting as though he expected nothing less.
That wasn't part of the bargain.
We never discussed anything other than the price, tough guy.
We had a fucking deal.
Heavy silence surrounds us, the smirk on Alisa's face vanishing and being instantly replaced by a cold, cunning glare. Unease worms its way into my stomach, and her voice is cut short and clipped when she speaks next.
Watch your tone, or I might charge you a fee for hurting my feelings.
June places a hand on the captain's shoulder, taking his place in the discussion, while Damon steps closer to Alisa, throwing her a look that has her relaxing her stance a little.
Now, play nice, you two.
I'm sure we can reach an agreement that's favorable to us all. Let's just keep it friendly, shall we?
Oh, a knight in shining armor. How noble.
I'm just trying to help. What sort of favor are you asking? You understand we can't stay here long.
And I'm sure you don't need us to off anyone for you. So what do you want, huh?
Follow me.
We trail after Alisa a little further into the bunker, where a large, round table sits off to the side.
As you already know, I'm the leader of the Crimson Dusk, and we lead every district and wasteland to the west of Cursor, while the east side is controlled by the Azure Dawn.
As she speaks, she presses a small button on the side of the table, and a holographic map appears. It depicts what I assume is Cursa, or the urban part of it at least.
We've finally managed to push Azure further east, here, and here. But then the fucking Chimeri scum came waltzing back in and took over this area here.
I thought Cursa had always been a Chimeri stronghold. When did that change?
Just a few years ago. Zovak decided to set his sights on a bigger prize. So, his goons slowly started flocking away from Cursa to other planets. At his command. Infiltration, assassination. He set the board up nice and neatly, ready and waiting for him to make his final move.
You knew about his plans? The question escapes me before I can stop myself. Was the coup common knowledge this side of the system? Had they known and done nothing to stop it?
Not exactly, no. But it was clear it had happened eventually. The Pegasi were never particularly beloved, and Zovak had always been openly against them. But then again, so had everyone around here. And it's not like we kept tabs on him after he cleared out. Or like we give a shit about pompous Goldians. We have our own issues to deal with. Thanks to your old man.
I have to bite the inside of my cheek to keep myself from asking more questions. We're here on a mission. I need to focus.
Anyway, yeah. That's when we took over operations on Cursa. Crimson and Azure were always big players around here. But the Chimeri were bigger. And a major pain in the ass. They take what little the people have with no apologies. The citizens in their districts have fled here, which has led to overpopulation. But now we have the numbers to stand against them and take the planet back.
The area you marked as a Chimeri stronghold just now isn't Crimson territory. Why don't you let Azure handle their own business?
Because the Chimeri won't settle for that small piece of land. They've started to attack my guys, getting in the way of my business. And, of course,
Of course.
Azure is mine to take.
So, you want us to get rid of the Chimeri for you?
And let you have all the fun? Don't be ridiculous. I need you to go and deliver something for me. A message. And bring me back the reply.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend, huh?
Alisa cocks her head at that, shrugging. A heavy sigh comes from my side, and I turn to see Cauldron pinching the bridge of his nose as realization dawns.
You were working on a peace offering.
A truce, yes. We'll most likely go right back to killing each other once we get rid of the Chimeri.
Why not take the chance to work together in the future? Make amends and give the people here a decent chance at life.
Both of them have a point. It's hard to get over such deep resentment, but maybe their wishes for Cursa could drive them towards a better future, if only they were willing to try. I understand it may be hard to overcome all this bad blood, but wouldn't it be in everyone's best interest to work together? The diplomatic solution is often the best. I'm sure the innocent civilians would be glad if the conflict came to an end. Alisa chokes on a laugh, running a hand through her hair as she regards my words. Can't tell if she took my advice seriously, but I'm certain even a ruthless gang leader can see the logic behind it.
Honey, innocent is never the right word to describe Cursons.
The captain gives me a short nod, seeming pleased that I took a stance on the matter, one I'm proud of taking.
Don't worry your pretty head about it, is all I'm saying. I have plans, but that's not important now. All I know is I've been busting my ass trying to secure a truce with Azure. And I ain't about to let it all go to shit because some Chimeri want to spread their wings.
Where's the drop site?
She points to an area on the center of the map, somewhere along the border of Crimson and Azure territories. Damon's eyes dart over the map, as if he was already planning 5 different routes to get in and out of there.
I'll do it. Who am I looking for?
You're not going out there on your own. It's too dangerous.
I'm the best man for this job, and you know it.
He's got a point, Damon.
What? Not you too, come on.
Shit's changed out there. You've been away too long.
Tension settles between them, a silent conversation none of us can understand but them, until Damon lets out a deep breath and his shoulders slump in defeat.
I told them to only expect a couple of you. Doesn't matter who. None of you particularly blend in around here. But traveling in a small group should keep you from getting into trouble.
And who are we meeting?
Their leader, Zane. You go in and you get out. Simple as that.
If it's that simple, why don't you go?
Because my head is worth more than yours around here.
If you say so, lady.
Alisa looks him up and down, and by the smile that tilts her lips, I'd say she approves of him.
Don't worry. I'll be sure to have the CD installed on your ship and ready to go by the time you get back. Those of you who remain are welcome to enjoy our hospitality while my crew gets to work. Snacks are on the house.
I'm assuming you have a safe route planned out?
A quick nod followed by a few commands bring up a highlighted route. It's pretty straightforward, and it doesn't seem to cross any Chimeri territory. Yet, for some reason, that doesn't ease the tension building in me.
This is the best we can do. It avoids any Chimeri hotspots and known conflict zones, but I make no promises.
Meaning we could still run into them at any given time?
Pretty much, yeah.
Half the fun.
With a smile, Alisa switches off the map, tossing a small comm to Cauldron.
Choose your team and go. The map's in there, as well as what you need to deliver, so try not to lose it. Now, I'll take those credits up front.
Damon?
Got it.
Don't keep me waiting, Cal.
With a wink, Alisa turns to leave, Damon hot on her heels. It still shocks me how relaxed Damon seems with her. It's almost like he feels at home for the first time since I've met him. One of his rare, genuine laughs echoes through the space, and I watch as she shoves him playfully, wearing a smile that looks nothing like the sarcastic smirk from earlier. I turn away when Alisa leads him through the door guarded by the bot, which I'm assuming leads to her private office, or quarters. Alisa is certainly interesting, to say the least. She spent all this time talking to us, and the impression I got is that she's close with Damon, and she has no chill. I must admit, I'm curious. I'd like to know more about her.
How should we split up, Cap? Who's going to take the message?
I'll leave it to whoever wants to volunteer. There will still be things to take care of around here, for the ones who remain.
I volunteer. I step up to Cauldron before he can make any firm plans. Both him and Aya look surprised, but I want to go. I've spent my entire life on Goldus. This is my chance to find out more about the system, to broaden my horizons, and do something useful for the crew.
Cursa isn't like Terranium. If anyone recognizes you...
I know. And they won't. I'll follow your rules. Just, please, let me do this. Cauldron gives me a severe look, and I can only hope my promise is enough to convince him. I have no reason to go off on my own or follow any other ghosts from my past. Not now that I know the truth. Vex. I shake the memories of him to the back of my mind. There's no time for that. He's long gone by now.
2 of us will be enough to keep them safe, Cal. I think it'd do them some good to take a nice stroll through the slums. Well, as good as a stroll on Cursa can be, anyway.
Fine. But you don't leave our side, Nico. Cursa is a war zone. and you have no formal combat training.
Yes, sir. Calderon's scowl softens, and I try to keep my face neutral. I never expected he would let me go, but I'm glad he agreed.
We should split up accordingly, making sure each team is fit to handle both the pickup and Nico's safety. June, you're with me. Ayame, go with Bash. Fiona, you can pair up with Damon.
Everyone nods in agreement. It's clear the crew have all been working together a long time and have strengths to complement each other.
Nico, you can choose who goes with you. You're going to need to trust whoever you're with.
I'd like to go with Damon and Riona. Riona gives me a soft smile and steps forward, adjusting the rifle she has strapped on her back.
I'll send the other one over.
Calderon nods at us both before heading off, leaving Riona and I to wait for Damon to finish whatever he's doing. While not the most obvious choice, I feel confident with my decision nonetheless. Riona and Damon seem to make a balanced pair, hopefully enough so to ensure this mission is a success. Sorry for making you do this.
There's no need to be sorry. I've been to Cursa many times. I can handle myself just fine out there.
Something about the way she says that makes me pause. Riona has never come across as weak or incapable, and she has a fiery temper I've seen slip through on occasion. I suppose I should give her more credit. You think Damon will mind going with us?
Not at all. In fact, he'll probably enjoy it.
Yeah, probably. I just mean with him reuniting with his old friend and all, he might...
I might what?
Damon slinks up next to us, his footsteps as silent as a specter. Riona crosses her arms over her chest and gives him a dry look.
I think what they're trying to say is you might prefer us to handle all the action while you waste more time flirting with... What's her name? Elena?
Damon snorts and tugs on a strand of Riona's silver hair affectionately, to which she answers with a scowl.
Stop being a hag, Ree. You know perfectly well what her name is. And besides, why waste the chance to take a nice stroll around the old neighborhood?
Riona raises her eyebrows and gives me a knowing look before waving a hand at him.
Let's get on with it, shall we?
Yes, ma'am.
I will murder you if you call me that again.
I don't doubt it. I've seen the kinds of plants you grow in your infirmary.
Damon turns and strolls towards the exit, not bothering to wait for the two of us. Riona sighs, but smiles despite his teasing.
After you, Nico.